Hello, class. I'm Shonda Witherspoon. For our final discussion, I selected to talk about John H. Johnson. Mr. Johnson was an African American businessman who founded the Johnson Publishing Company in Chicago, Illinois. I can remember from my childhood and into my adulthood how Johnson Publishing Company influenced not only mine, but millions of black households. From a small child, I can remember first looking at the pictures and then reading the articles in Jet and Ebony magazines. The magazines that the Johnson Publishing Company put out informed and inspired millions of African Americans. John H. Johnson was born in Arkansas City, Arkansas. But to escape the racist South, Johnson's mother believed that he could do better and succeed in life if they were in Chicago. It was more opportunities and more opportunities for a better education. So the Johnsons moved to Chicago in 1933. As we know, this was right in the middle of the Great Depression. Due to the lack of work, they were forced to rely on welfare for at least 2 years. And Mr. Johnson said this shamed him and gave him a desire to succeed. After high school, Johnson attended the University of Chicago. While attending, he worked at Supreme Insurance, which was the largest black-owned business in the North at that time. He started as the assistant to the Supreme Liberty Guardian. This was the company's in-house newsletter. After further research while doing this, he was eventually promoted to editor. Johnson soon found out that African Americans were hungry for news of the black world that wasn't connected to crime and lawlessness, which was how the white media usually reported it. After graduating from college, he acted on the idea of publishing magazines for the general black audience. With a $500 loan against his mother's furniture and $6,000 raised with 3,000 people who sent in $2 annual subscriptions, Mr. Johnson founded the Johnson Publishing Company in 1942 and published his first magazine, the Negro Digest. At the start of the post-war economic boom, Johnson Publishing Company introduced its flagship publication, Ebony Magazine, in 1945. JPC also published Jet, a weekly news magazine, and that started in 1951. Mr. Johnson made shifts in the publishing business. Prior to the war, there were very few black-owned publishing companies. Johnson Publishing Company at one time was the largest African American owned firm in the United States. The writing portrayed African Americans as they saw themselves, and the photojournalism was amazing. Beautiful pictures in all magazines. In 1958, his wife Eunice Johnson started the Ebony Fashion Fair, a traveling fashion show. The show raised money for charities and scholarships in cities in the United States and in Canada. And I did see a few of those Ebony Fashion Fairs. The company then branched off into cosmetic industry, launching Fashion Fair Cosmetics, a line of cosmetics specializing for African Americans. In addition to the 3 magazines I previously mentioned, Johnson Publishing Company also put out other magazines like Ebony Junior, Ebony Male, Copper Romance, Ebony South Africa. And their other companies, they had a book division, a consumer products line, an entertainment group, and a radio station, WJPC. John Johnson was a successful entrepreneur because he saw a great consumer need and provided it. He created an empire that touched many lives. He once said, "I wasn't trying to make history, I was trying to make money." According to media historian Brianna Wynn Gear, he did both. His publications both filled a niche in the market and forever changed the popular representation of African Americans in magazines. Thank you.